Yo, 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 yo. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? This is J. Chris of KDOP, that is Kenya, Directors of Photography. And one of the members asked me to do or to explain how to set up a camera as a professional. So that is what I'm going to do today. I want you to kindly subscribe to the channel because there'll be a lot of things which will be coming your way that will help you as a photographer. And it's not only me who'll be here. I'll be inviting so many other people with different expertise who will be letting you know the one-on-one on photography and videography. So this is a very exciting opportunity for people out there to know about more photography, to know more about videography. So you're most welcome to subscribe. So let's get into it. Now I'm going to explain this as how I do it because each and every photographer sets their own camera the way they know and the way they've learned. So I'm going to tell you of my experience of how I set it. First of all, I have a 5D Mark II. That is a beast of a machine. It's actually like so many years old, but it has served me well, and I really thank God for it because it has bring me a lot of business, and I've done a lot of things. I've done a lot of photography, weddings, videos with this camera, and it has served me right. Now, for you to do anything in photography, you have to understand some four principles. That is ISO in your camera, the aperture, white balance, and shutter speed. Now, for a professional photographer, I can tell you for free, if you're doing outdoor photography, your ISO should be less than 300, less. And the lower the ISO, the better for you. You can use, if you have like an ISO of 100, you can see that there is no noise in your photos. But if you go something like 3200 or even 2000, there might be some noise. But if you want that clear photo, I can suggest as a professional, go to ISO 300 or less. That's about ISO. For aperture, depending on what you're shooting or what you're taking the photograph of, if you want a shallow depth of field, you'll go for an f-stop which is low. That is, you can go for an f-stop of like 1.8 depending on the lens that you have, or 4.0 depending on the lens that you have. But if you want a wide shot and want to take like the scenery of what you're shooting, I suggest you go of an f-stop of anything above 11 to 18. I think everything should be crystal clear in that photo. Another thing, the white balance. As for me, the white balance, I set it on the theme of what I'm doing. If that day is cloudy, as for me, I'll go to the camera and I'll take the cloudy landscape. And if it's a sunny day, I'll go for the sunny. But most of the photographers that I know, they do an auto white balance, and they do correction when in post-production. Another thing is the shutter speed. When you're dealing with the shutter speed, it depends on what you're taking. Is the subject stagnant or moving? If the subject is stagnant, the shutter speed should be low. It should be low, and it will give you a very clear and crisp photo. But if the subject is moving around, or you're taking a photo of something that is in motion, the shutter speed should be a little bit high. I can suggest from around 250 to 500. But if you're doing it motorsport, if you're doing or you're shooting athletes. Now it depends with your camera. You can see some of the cameras these days, the shutter speed is actually some shutter speed goes even up to 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. But now the higher the shutter speed, as you know, most of the photographers know, the less light to the camera. So it depends with the subject. So what do you need to do as a photographer to get that crystal clear photo and to set your camera? The basics, as I said, ISO, let it be less than 300. If you're shooting in an indoor place and the lighting is kind of a challenge, first of all, you need to have an extra source of lighting. That can be in softbox or extra lighting that will enhance your photograph at the end of the day. So there are actually four things that I've said, and that is: 1, ISO, aperture, and white balance, and also shutter speed. What I can say about in photography, everybody has his own level of expertise, and I can say there are no pros in photography. What I mean is that in photography, it's always changing. Another thing is that each photographer has his own set of skill. What sets you apart from other photographers? You can see there's some other photographers. If you just see a photo like this, you know that this is the work of somebody and somebody. That is because that person has set his own standards and has set his own settings in his camera and his own style that the people like. So you, as a professional photographer, you should be different from other photographers, I say. Another thing is that in photography, I say, is the person behind the camera. The person behind the camera is the most important, not even the gear itself. You might have the most expensive camera, but if you don't know how to use it, you'll create bogus photos. And somebody just might have a Rebel which costs maybe 5,000 to 6,000 shillings, Kenya shillings, and that person can shoot exceptionally with that camera. So what I can say is that for each and every photographer, you have to have a niche, you have to be different, and you need to know your style. So as a professional photographer, I can tell my friend who we interacted even via Facebook, is that create your own niche, understand your camera, the three things, that is the ISO, aperture, shutter speed, and also white balance. Hey, stop. Yo, what's up, people? How you doing? This is J. Chris of KDOP. You're most welcome to the YouTube channel. I know most of you have received the message in your inbox. Kindly prescribe. And today I'm going to show you how to take photography as a professional. How to set that camera and show you how to do it. You're most welcome. Kindly subscribe to this channel.